we have all of these interesting and complex thematic elements regarding brothers in the book of Genesis. First, you have Cain, who's the elder brother, killing the younger one. But from that point on, the younger supplants and takes the place of the elder, maybe in a kind of retribution against Cain. But certainly we know that Cain opposed God and Abel served him, even though Abel suffers death out of jealousy because he served God. From that point on, though, you have the younger supplanting the elder contrary to expectation, so that the first son of Abraham is Ishmael, but the promise of God is not fulfilled through the firstborn son. It's fulfilled through the second son, Isaac. And of course, Isaac's kids, the elder is Esau, the younger is Jacob, but Jacob continually supplants from the moment of birth his elder brother, and he steals his birthright and he steals his blessing. And then we even have the story of Tamar and Judah and Tamar's twin sons, Zerah, who is officially the firstborn, although he doesn't completely come out of the womb first, and then Perez supplants him. And now we have, at the death of Jacob, Joseph bringing before his father Jacob his own sons, Joseph's sons, Jacob's grandsons, Ephraim and Manasseh. Now, the right hand was considered the primary hand of blessing and would have gone on the head of the elder of the two sons, which would have been Manasseh. The left hand should have gone on the younger son's head, Ephraim. Jacob deliberately crosses his hands. And even though he can't see quite clearly, he knows what he's doing. He deliberately gives a greater blessing to the younger son. And in fact, that prophecy and blessing plays itself out. Ephraim becomes a much more prominent tribe than Manasseh, and certainly really the most prominent tribe in Israel after the split between Israel and Judah. The whole land of Israel is often referred to as Ephraim. What's going on here? Let's take a look at the New Testament. This is from Acts 17. The Jews are angry that Paul and Silas, St. Paul, are preaching the way, the Christian way, and they're trying to find them. But when they could not find them, they dragged Jason and some of the other brothers before the city officials, shouting, "These men who have turned the world upside down have now come here, and Jason has welcomed them into his home. They are defying Caesar's decrees, saying there is another king named Jesus." Those of you who know the musical Hamilton, and I'm teaching the class American History is Seen through the musical Hamilton, there's that song, "The World Turned Upside Down," both in the musical, and it refers to a song that was sung when the colonies won our independence from England. The last thing you would expect, the world turned upside down. And then the Christians turning the world upside down as they spread the gospel message. The firstborn people of God are the Jews, the Hebrews. And yet, in a sense, they are supplanted by an adopted younger son grafted on to the true vine. Paul talks about that in Romans. So in a sense, you have this story. You have the story of the people that God first cared for and formed, reject him, at least reject the Messiah, and then the blessing is passed on to the younger son, the Gentiles, who are not even, well, they're adopted. They're grafted on. That's us. So that seems to be what's happening. Somehow, the message is God will surprise us. He will flip our worldly expectations. We think that we have set our lives up in such a way, and yet God is not looking at appearances, he's looking at the heart. He's not looking at the order that we expect. In fact, the first will be last, and the last will be first. That's in the Gospels, and yet it's prepared for all the way back in Genesis, and it's prepared for over and over again with these tropes, these themes, these recurring symbols that keep coming up.